Hello, this is General Manchu, and also known as Manchurian General on my main channel, but this is the second channel because this is a second channel video because it's not history nor art related entirely. But today I want to talk about my experiences comparing high school and college because I've been going to college for the last few months. It was my first semester, and I'm about to go in my second semester in a couple of weeks. But first, I want to talk about my experiences with everything before college, because this video is to compare the two experiences and how I think about them, how I feel about it. Now, I'm generally more positive towards college, but that's because there's a lot more leeway in college. In a sense, there's a lot more freedom for you to do stuff there, as compared to high school and before. So let's start with the before stuff. So as you know, high school, middle school, elementary, it's generally very rigid. At least when the time I went, which was 2021. That was my last year of high school. Ever since I was 7, yeah. Ever since I was 7, starting at kindergarten, and all the way up to 2021. That's my range of the primary school of kindergarten to 12th grade. With the last year of high school being a remote learning, which really sucked for many reasons. But still, in general, it was just very rigid. It was very, frankly, most of the time it was boring. The only exciting times I can even think of back then was when there was fights, when I got to have extra gym, because actually I don't even know why I even had extra gym. I just had it. And the extra gym thing was an elementary school thing. I never had it after that. Art class for the most part. I only had like 2 art classes. I have 1 art class post middle school, and that was in the last year of my high school career. Let's see. It was generally, my time in primary school was generally pretty bad. I wasn't a bad kid. At least for the most part, I wasn't a bad kid. Back then I had made some pretty bad anger management issues, and I tended to lash out. I am very much surprised I didn't get suspended much more times as compared to that one time I did get suspended in high school. But that's that. I'll take 1 suspension over a lot more, because a lot more suspensions will really hurt me in the long run. So 1 and done. But yeah, it wasn't really that good of a time. I did meet some of my closest friends. Some of them. At least, no, actually, no, I only met one of them. I only really have 1 close friend. I had friends in high school and before, but most of them have left my life, either through my own decision or them just moving away or just disappearing off the face of the earth. It's 1, 2. You can't really. It really varies nowadays, but still, there's that. There's the rigidness. There's the anger management issues. There's all the people you don't like. Yeah, they tend to cause a lot of problems. There's teachers you don't like. All that stuff combined made primary school not a good time for me. But I found solace. I found comfort. Something to ease my worries and ease my sense of self as I went through middle school and high school, which was drawing. When I was in middle school, I taken up drawing, like really taken up drawing, and it was thanks to my art teacher, who's still alive, thankfully. I say that because he's quite old. He's in his 70s, so it was thanks to him that I got into drawing, and because of him, I was able to really make something out of it. I started off. Actually, no, I'm gonna save that for a main channel video, or at least a side channel video, which is this channel, about my journey through art. Aside from the art, extra gym, some friends, and school field trips, Other than those things, there wasn't really that much things to do. It wasn't really fun. It wasn't exciting. It was frankly boring. Oh yeah, no, there's one more thing. It was talks with my English teacher in high school. Later high school, like we're talking 11th to 12th grade. My English teacher really made talking to him really good because he helped me out with some storytelling stuff. So that was nice of him. So it's so aside from art, extra gym, um, field trips, and my English teacher in high school for the last 2 years, high school was not that good. School was just not that good. It wasn't good at all. I got into trouble. I got suspended in ninth grade. I got into a lot of arguments. I lost some friends, but I regained them at the same time. It was just not that. It was just not good. It just wasn't fun, and frankly, I didn't want to be there. No, almost most kids don't want to be in school. Some do because they realize at an early age that education is very important. But we didn't really we didn't really pick up on that. Now, let's move on to the other bit, the college bit. Now, what is college? At least in this case, community college. If I'm going to community college, there's nothing wrong with that. Community college versus primary school. Well, I will definitely say it's a lot less stressful, assuming how you go about it. It's a lot more, it's less stressful, a lot more fun. There's a lot more to do, and there's a lot more interesting people to meet as compared to high school and before. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean exactly what I mean. There's on campus. There's like gyms. There's student centers where they have pool tables, gaming centers. Well, not full-on gaming centers, but they have a TV that you can hook up your console to. Because people bring in their consoles to play video games on there. Like one of the times, a couple months ago, I went in there and played some freaking Smash Bros. Modded Smash Bros. Now that's something. That was fun. Aside from the part where this guy came up and interrupted all of our games and tried to show me something, and then when I told him off, he freaking started muttering under his breath. Like, dude, it's his fault, not mine. But anyway, so it's it's a lot more better. Only one of the few downsides is you have to pay. Of course, if it was free, well, if it was free, I would have gone for like a 4-year college. But no, it's a lot more. There's more to do. There's more to do. There's just more interesting stuff going on in in college. There's more interesting people and stuff. There's just a lot more to do. But in some ways, it still feels like high school, and that is in regards to how how some of the teachers would start whining about the college students not doing homework. That just, well, yeah, I guess yeah, you did put the lessons together, and it does suck that no one does some of the homework. I'm guilty of doing that myself. I did it for my French class. I barely did any of the homework. I only did enough of it just to get by because I did very well on the test, but I just did a couple of the homework assignments just to bump my grade up to a B. But other than that, most of the professors are pretty fun to talk to. Like my psychology teacher, my English professor, who I'm going to her next class, English 1 and 2 next semester. It's like English comp class because I'm taking a liberal arts history major, and she's fun. She's interesting to talk to. At least in my opinion, she is. There was my math professor who is a big gaming nerd, which is nice. It's refreshing to see and to know that your professors are into the same, relatively into the same stuff that you are. At least, like, gaming and all that stuff wise. The friends you meet, it's very nice to meet people who share your interests or are civil civil, and just interesting. Just not cookie cutter stuff. Like meeting people who are not normal in a good way. Normal in a good way. You know what I mean? That sort of stuff. That's like, it's like one of the things. That's like one of the more interesting things that you get to look forward to, in school and just in life, is meeting people who you can resonate with and have a have a thing going with them. Because I made a couple of friends there, and one of them is this guy, this nerd guy. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I do like the guy as a friend, and I gave him a gift for Christmas because I was feeling generous this year, or at least last year technically, because it is the new year. Happy New Year's, by the way. It's the New Year's, by the way. But yeah, there's more freedom in college. You get to choose your classes. You get to choose whatever you get to do. You get to do whatever, well, almost whatever you want for your free time, in between classes, before classes, after classes, on campus. You just get to, there's just more to do. Granted, you have to buy your food if you're going to buy the food at college. If you're going to get the food at college, you're going to have to buy it. But hey, the stuff's pretty damn good. At least at the college I went to. They sell like chicken tenders, burritos, croissants, freaking biscuits, coffee, salads, all that stuff. Jack Links. They sell a lot of stuff. And it's tax free. There's no taxes. There's no sales tax. That's amazing. There's just college is more interesting than high school, but it's not for everyone, and that goes both ways. High school is not for everyone. Like primary school is not for everyone. College is not for everyone. Actually, no, there's one more thing I want to add. I will never do remote learning again. Well, actually, I will. It is very likely that I would not do remote learning again. After 12th grade, that I was drained because that was so boring. Like, you know how I said high school was like primary school was boring. We'll take remote learning, which is the 2021, late 2020, 2021 period. It just made it worse. Because you're just sitting there on like a chair in your living room or in your bedroom, on your bed, with a freaking Chromebook or whatever you're using. You have your freaking thing on and you're in this freaking classroom, Zoom meeting, Google Meet, whatever the frick. And it's just so boring. It just really drained everyone, teachers and students alike. For the most part. There were some who did like the remote learning stuff, which... But anyway, no one really learned anything. That's the key point. No one really learned anything. In college, at least if you actually pay attention, you learn something. And the same thing goes for high school. But then again, it was remote learning that year, and no one paid attention. Or at least most of us didn't pay attention. I definitely didn't. I just sat around and played video games all day because that's a lot more entertaining and mind saving for me. It saved me from having to freaking deal with the boring ass freaking shit. One of the only few classes that I looked forward to was my English. Well, technically it was a creative writings class, and my art class. That was it. But yeah, that's about it. This is. I hope this gives some insight into the dynamic between college and high school. And if it helps you, well, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that. If you want to watch some art or history videos, some speed paints, that sort of stuff, subscribe to my main channel. I'll leave in the description down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is General Manchu, aka Manchurian General, signing off.